when it comes to me and my mother, I don't care what she say, do, and
go watch that video. In this video, his mother is saying no matter how many times her mother disrespected her, no matter what she said or thought, she never disrespected her mother. If you are a chosen one, this will never fly by. Chosen ones do not allow this behavior. Chosen ones come into the bloodline to shake shit up. Chosen ones expose the abusers. They expose toxic and disrespectful cycles in the bloodline. And if you are a parent and you have a chosen one child, get ready. The chosen one child comes into your life. You birth a chosen one child because they come to change the bloodline. They come because you need healing. They come to trigger you into healing. It's time. You couldn't do it, so now here come your chosen one child who's going to do it. Chosen one children, they tell their aunties, they tell their uncles, they tell the abusers, they tell their cousins, their grandparents, their great-grandparents about themselves. And they can do it in a respectful way, but they come to stop the abuse because nobody in the family was doing the work. Nobody in the family was trying to stop the toxic behaviors. And it can be anything. It could be alcoholism. It could be drug use. It could be eating patterns. It could be abuse. It could be SA. It could be incest. It could be anything. But this stops with the chosen one. If you claim to be a chosen one and you're not breaking generational curses, you're not starting new patterns in your bloodline, I don't believe you. So I grew up with a codependent mother, and her mother was a narcissist. I do not call her grandma, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to call her grandma. So when I was about 12 years old, my mother divorced my narc stepfather, so only my mother and I were living in the home. And, you know, narcs, they paint this picture. So as I'm growing up, I'm thinking that my mother and her mother have a great relationship. So at 12 years old, when I'm coming into my spiritual gifts, I'm coming into my true self, I notice, wait a minute, my mother's mother hates her. So her mother would call the house, and it's only me and my mother who live together alone. And she would say, "Hello, can I speak to Renee, please?" And I thought this was very strange. I couldn't comprehend. Why would my grandmother call the house and ignore me and not greet me and speak to me? What did I do to her? What's going on with her? I confronted my mother about it, and she just brushed her mother's behavior under a rug. She said, "Listen, you're a child, stay in a child's place, don't question your grandmother. She has ways about her, but that's still my mother." I said, "Okay, when can I confront your mother for disrespecting me? Because maybe she can disrespect you, but I don't appreciate your mom disrespecting me, even though I'm a child." So my mother told me I can confront my grandmother when I'm 18. So 7 years went by. I couldn't wait for my 18th birthday that summer. So I'm 18 years old, and her mother calls the home, and she goes again, "Hello, can I speak to Renee, please?" with an attitude for no reason. So I said, "Yeah, hi, Grandma. How you doing?" And I told her, "Don't you ever call this house and not acknowledge me." And it was just so weird because my grandfather never treated me this way. He always said, "Hey, baby girl, how you doing?" And we will always have talks. He would always, visit me or write me letters. So I didn't have the same experience. And I let my grandmother know, "You may disrespect your daughter, but you will never disrespect me." And she never did. She actually became very fearful of me. And there were certain things that I had to tell my mother. "I know you love your mom. You keep chasing your mother. Your mother hates you. Your mother does not like you. Your mother does not love you. Your mother is competing with you." And this is the behaviors of narcissistic parents. They hate their children. They're in competition with their children. And my mother would cry so many days. And as a chosen one, you have that responsibility to show the mirror to your parents' face, even though it might be painful for them. But you really come on a plan to shake shit up, and you better be shaking it up. Years later, her mother said that the reason why she had an issue with me was because I wouldn't visit her when I was a child, or I wouldn't call her when I was a child. I'm like, when I'm 9, 10, 11, 12, I'm supposed to come get on the train and visit you? This is how psychotic these narcs can be, these toxic individuals can be. And even on my mother's deathbed, she was chasing her mom. My mom would go to chemotherapy, radiation, and then afterwards, while she's throwing up and she's sick, she's running to the Bronx to go visit her mother, who her mother was healthy. You know, this is sad, and she died this way, chasing her narc mother for validation and for love. But one thing she will never do is continue these behaviors with me. If I have a daughter, she will never be able to continue these behaviors, and the behaviors didn't continue with me. So, chosen one, it's time to clean your bloodline. It's time to do the work. Don't be spiritually lazy. Break these generational curses. Go no contact. Stop these unhealthy behaviors. It's time for you to start something new in your bloodline.